process.
Can someone explain to me, please, how the producers, creators, directors, writers from Grotesque took inspiration from The Silence of the Lamb, Zodiac, Twin Peaks, first season of True Detective, Criminal Minds, American Horror Story, The Thornbirds, possibly Fleabag, and even that, they made a mild and boring TV show. Can someone explain to me this, please? And to the previous mix of TV shows and films, add cheap lessons of philosophy, cheap lessons of ethology, and the cherry on top, one of the actors is Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce, I don't give a damn how you pronounce the surname. Welcome everyone to this review and explanation of the ending of the first season of Grotesquerie. Just in case, I think it's very clear, but just in case, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched Grotesquerie, please stop this video right now. Before explaining that ending and my personal theory from that very first season, let's point out the positive aspects, because it's, in my opinion, it's mild and sometimes it's boring, but it has great aspects too. This is like a meta backlash, an auto backlash, auto critique, and I am meaning the critique about today's society obsession with psychopaths and serial killers. Can you remember in the second episode or third episode in which the father Charlie and the sister Megan have a conversation in that cafeteria about how the both of them obsess over serial killers, and even they ask each other, "What's your favorite one?" This comes from, in a very hypocrite way, from Ryan Murphy, because he got so much backlash, very well deserved backlash, from the monsters, the Jeffrey Dahmer show. And not only the Jeffrey Dahmer, the first season, from the second season as well, but that's another debate. But it's a very good point. Yeah, today's society, I included myself, we are weirdly obsessed about psychopaths and serial killers. That's not good. We need to work about that. This one is small critique, but is there, and it's the critique about the artificial intelligence, robotics, robots, how the robots within 10-15 years will replace us in our workplaces. And that's so scary. People, we are living already in a deep fakes era and nobody is saying anything. Another good point, and it's a sad reality, is a paradox. How is supposed the humankind has evolved, but at the same way we are going back to the caverns time. And why is this paradox? Because in these modern times, and this is well proven by science, neuroscience, is the people, nowadays the people, they have less and less and less mirror neurons, which are linked with empathy, compassion. People nowadays, they are less and less sympathetic and empathetic, which means people nowadays are most likely to be sociopaths. Another good point is how the society, and we are in 2024, how they treat women and girls. Grotesquerie is about as well, or shows The infidelity, being unloyal, unfaithful to your partner, and even to your daughter, in the case of the detective Tryon. The expectations parents they have with their own kids, the failed expectations finally the parents get from their kids, and how this damages the dynamic between parents and kid towards parents. In this case, the only daughter of the marriage, of the Tryon marriage. But the best thing from this TV series is the cinematography is amazing. That fourth episode in the desert, and if you didn't realize, when they get into the motel, we cut a one long take, about 5 minutes. That's amazing. I know the photography is burnt in yellow, sometimes in reds, blues, but the cinematography is amazing in this TV series. As viewers, we are told by the writers in the seventh or eighth episode that what we have seen in the previous 7 hours is not the reality. It's what Detective Lois was dreaming while she was in coma. She wakes up from the coma with no cognitive damage. Yes, we see her doing some physical rehab, but with no cognitive damage after 6 weeks of being in coma. Okay? The psychiatrist who has been, quote unquote, taking care of Lois after several days, after waking up from the coma, he explains to her why the people of their lives had a different or a completely different role in her dreams. For example, she put her own husband in coma on her dreams to gain control over the marriage, a broken marriage, basically. But at the same time, we all know on dreams we freely express our suppressed emotions and desires. So Lois wakes up from the coma. She's having therapy sessions, of course, physical sessions, and she tries to make amends with her own daughter, because we know now the nurse who used to take care of Marshall, her husband, in the previous let's say in the first part of the first season, he wasn't a nurse. He's actually his son-in-law, and they had an affair for 2 years. And we can go on. Sister Megan is not Sister Megan, is Detective Megan as well, with only 25 years old. Father Charlie is not Father Charlie, is Dr. Charlie, and go on, Nurse Red. By the way, the actress is Leslie Manville. It's amazing. It's amazing. Nurse Red is not Nurse Red. It's the Mistress Red. It's the mistress from Lois' husband, because Professor Tryon is a cheeky one. And I can go on, but have anyone realized no one explains, no doctor, the psychiatrist, the family of Lois, no one explains why she was in coma? No one explains this. No one. It's because a shooting. It's because she fell from stairs. It's from an altercation. Why? Why she's in coma? The first part of this season is an oniric wild trip, but for me, once Lois wakes up from the coma, it's practically the same. In a very subtle way, but it's practically the same, but with the characters in another role. So here's my theory. We are watching on screen the very first screenshots from the first episode of the series. Is the curtains getting on fire? You can tell by the color grey is a family house, the Tryon's family house that is getting on fire. Maybe. And then suddenly, boom, Lois wakes up. Wakes up from what? A nightmare, bad dream, coma, or maybe she couldn't wake up because she's dead from that fire? And what we see in the first part of the season and in the second half, let's say, of the season is the emails is a product of a brain who quickly is dying due to the fire. This is my personal theory because nobody is realizing about this very first shot from the very first episode. Maybe I'm wrong. What I know, I won't watch the second season. Why I won't be watching the second season? Because practically I lost almost 10 hours of my life because by the sixth episode, I had to force myself to end the season. Like I said before, they use cheap philosophy, cheap ethology to try to create a debate about this modern society. They try to make the debate smart, not basic, and it's the opposite. They make the debate or the supposed debate basic and mild, like the youngsters say, and shallow, very shallow. Shallow. Another reason why I won't be watching the second season is the finale. That last episode. What was that? The last episode is completely disconnected from the previous episode. Probably they made this on purpose to give to the viewer a hint that everything that we are watching the last 3 episodes isn't real neither. But even though those long scenes, very long, I think my theory about the last episode is that the writers, the creators, even the directors have in mind to create a mini series, and the executives change their minds and they force the whole team to make a second season, to force a second season. Because the last episode is painful to watch. The Mexicali Men Club, a hidden society like a cult, very American Horror Story cult vibes, like the youth say. The men are so bad. I don't want to generalize, but yeah, we already know that. And possibly the members of that society, secret society, possibly they killed Dr. Charlie Now and the girl who accused the professor of sexual assault and sexual aggression. And at the same time, we have a copycat from the crimes Detective Lois watched in her dreams. Right. I'm not interested in losing 10 hours of my life and watching that. I mean, if the second season comes and it has great reviews, it's so much better than the first one, maybe I will give it a chance. But right now, imagine if the second season will be streaming in February or in March, I won't be watching it. It's a disappointment. Nah, not really, because I watched this TV series because when I was documented myself to make the video about Nicholas Alexander Chavez, all the controversies he's involved. I realize on TikTok and on Twitter, for me, ideal will be Twitter. A lot of people, it seems they didn't understand the finale and even the plot of the TV series. So I thought, if a lot of people, if this amount of people, they are not understanding the plot and the ending, it's because maybe the script is so smart and brilliant. It has a plot twist that blows your mind and is brilliantly written. No, not the case.